Hi, my name's Ken Giazioro. I'm the founder of Shield Security Systems. I founded this company back in 1976 when my paperboy had burglarized my house. I was a rookie police officer back then, couldn't afford a security system, and ultimately started doing it myself. Now, what happened over the years was it kept getting bigger and bigger, and we found that the processes that we had developed were very duplicatable. And as a result, we found that that was part of the reason for our success. So from the local alarm company here in Buffalo, New York, I then spun this off, and we are licensed now as a franchisor. And we are now franchising the company as Shield Security Systems through our franchise development company. What happened was my paperboy realized that I was a police officer because he knew who I was. And I was living in a very old house in the city of Buffalo. And on those houses, they had, back from the 20s, they had milk boxes on the side. Milk box was a little door, about 1.5 feet square, with a ledge. Then there would be a door on the outside and a door on the inside. Well, that door was locked on the inside, but it wasn't a big deal. He had opened the outside door, kind of punched in the inside one, and sent a little kid through the hole, a friend of his. So he put this kid through the hole. The kid got inside and unlocked the door. What happened then was I had some cash there at about $800, which, by the way, back in the 70s was like $1 million, to me anyway. And what they really got were my awards from the police academy, from the trifecta that I had gotten, and I was really disappointed with that because I had gotten 3 handguns. They were in display cases. One of them was for the Top Gun Award, one was for the high academic score, and one was the physical fitness award. So he got all 3 of my guns in the display cases. Ultimately, I got the guns back. I did not get the money back, but then I needed an alarm system. And back in the day, an alarm system for that house was $12,000. I only made about $12,000 a year. So I couldn't afford it. I did my own. The interesting thing that happened was I started realizing through the years that as I started growing the company and it started getting bigger, I started documenting what I did, for example, to sell. And then I started documenting what I did when I did installations, because I did it myself in the beginning. It was all me. I'd come over, I'd sell it to you, and I'd come back the next day with my tool belt on and I'd install it. And I started selling more than I could do. So I hired a couple of guys from my neighborhood that were, one guy was out of work, the other guy was looking for a part-time job, and they started doing the installations. So I started selling and they started installing. Well, from there, more documentation, more processes. The one guy got called back to work, so I had to train somebody else. And that documentation is the thing that allowed us to continue to grow. Pull that out, start teaching a new guy, start teaching some more salespeople. And again, just continued to grow, continued to grow. I was still a police officer. And finally it got to the point where I said, I can probably do this in other cities. And started the process of franchising. And that took us years to get through the Federal Trade Commission, the New York State Department of Law. But ultimately, we got it all done, got everything in place, all the legal stuff in place, got a federal trademark on Shield, so we own that name with regard to security systems. Had a little conflict along the way because there was Shield deodorant soap. They had a trademark on that too, but we overcame that obstacle. And now we've taken this company national here in the U.S. and into Australia.